All right, so you would like to make some money as a content creator, not necessarily through social media, brand deals, AdSense, all that kind of stuff, but you would just like to take your smartphone, take your camera and start making money with that. And the easiest way of doing that is just by servicing other businesses, offering your service to other businesses to create social media content, to create photo, video content for their website, for their social media purposes and all that kind of stuff. But how does that actually work? In today's video, I'm going to share with you the 5 steps that you need to get right to land your first client as a content creator. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, welcome. Super excited to have you. My name is Julian. I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. We teach people how they can shoot better videos and monetize those skills. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a content creator. I also own my own agency. So in case that sounds interesting for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So as I've said in the intro, today I'll share with you the 5-step process that you need to get right. You need to get every step along the way right to actually be able to make money creating content with your professional camera or with your smartphone. And just to get that out of the way, it doesn't matter whether you're using a DSLR camera, a mirrorless camera, or just your smartphone. You can make money with either of these. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. And just one more thing before we get started with step number 1. Below this video, you will also find a link where you can download a completely free checklist that is based on this video, where you can find all of the 5 steps and everything that goes into, mastering step 1, step 2, for example. It's 3 pages long. You'll find a bunch more information on top of this video. Like I said, first link down below. You can download it completely for free. But now let's get started with step number 1. And step number 1 is very basic, and that is just get started. I've had that with so many of our students of the SFP Academy. They were asking me like, what kind of camera should I get? Is that phone good enough? Do I need this light, that microphone, and all that kind of stuff? And to be honest, if you are just starting out, if you have not started yet, if you don't have a YouTube following, a social media following, or you don't even have like your first client yet, then all of these things doesn't matter. Like the most crucial thing at the beginning is that you commit for yourself and you decide that I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna get started right now. Like the best time on when you should have started was 10 years ago, but the second best time is literally right now. So don't overthink it. Don't start thinking like, well, I'm gonna get started when I get the new iPhone. I'm gonna get started when I get the new lens, when I get this, when I get that. Like all of those things doesn't matter. I've said in the intro that I'm an entrepreneur and that I'm running my own agency here in Austria. And we've literally run the test where I was using just the iPhone, for a professional shoot, for a paid client work. And then at the second time, I went there with my $8,000 cinema camera. And the client didn't even notice, neither in the final outcome of the results, nor when I was there and I even showed them the camera. So long story short, clients actually don't care what kind of equipment that you're using, as long as the final results look good, obviously. And the first tip, just get started, applies to you no matter where you are in your journey currently. If you have not shot a single piece of content yet, or if you are technically perfect and you just have not landed a client yet, like just get started. Like just identify like what's going to be the next step for me, and then just commit to doing that. At the beginning, getting things done and actually doing things is just so much better than not doing the thing and just thinking about it and making plans and all that kind of stuff. Because in the end, those people that actually do things are going to be those people that are going to be financially successful and that will land those clients that you would like to have. All right, step number 2 is to develop a portfolio. By the time you would like to reach out to clients, by the time you present yourself to the market and you say like, I'm a content creator, I can shoot high quality social media content, image films, pictures for your website, whatever it might be, even social media ads also. That's also something that's very valuable, by the way. Like by the time you are ready to do that, you need to have some kind of portfolio. And all the time when I'm talking about portfolios with students of the SFP Academy, I always get the question like, do I need a specific website and what kind of tools and strategies are you using? And it needs to be perfect before I can finally start reaching out to clients. And that couldn't be further from the truth, to be honest. Like at the beginning, a portfolio can be something super simple, like just sending links to a Google Drive, or links to unlisted YouTube videos, or it could also be just an Instagram account. Like, don't overthink that. Again, as we've just talked about in step number 1, like, it's just important that you have something. You know, you gotta imagine like what it's like for the business owner that you're reaching out. If you're reaching out to them and you have nothing to show them, like you're just reaching out and saying, hi, I'm Julian, I'm a professional content creator and I would like you to help to grow on social media and land more clients and make more money. Like, okay, cool, that sounds nice, but what can you actually do? What kind of experience do you have? Like, how does your content actually look like? And in step 1, if you have not created content yet, then obviously get started with that. And by the time you have created some stuff, and it doesn't need to be paid work at the beginning, then just start to create a portfolio in some way, shape, or form. And if you don't know how to create a portfolio in the first place, you can also check out the SFP Academy. We have a step-by-step guide on how you can land your first client in 30 days. It's an absolute sick online course with workbook and coaching calls and all that kind of stuff. I will also link that down below in case you want to get even way more compared to these 5 tips that I'm sharing with you right now. All right, step number 3 is to master your skills. At the beginning, we've talked about just getting started and, you know, getting some kind of portfolio and all that stuff is important at the beginning. But by the time, you know, you maybe have landed your first couple of clients, or maybe your first client, let's keep it small. At that point, I would very much recommend that you truly master your skills, whether it's, you know, creating video content, whether it's photo content, whether it's some kind of marketing skills, email newsletter, social media ads, whatever it might be. Make sure that you just become really, really damn good at the thing that you're doing. And don't get me wrong, like, you don't need to be the best videographer in the world, and you don't need to be like, you know, the next Spielberg or something, but just make sure that you are really good compared to most people. So make sure that you're capable of shooting some high quality reels. But to be honest, if you commit to getting started and you just, you know, invest maybe into a 3-axis gimbal, like within, let's say, a weekend, a week, maybe 2 weeks, if you're a bit slower, you will be able to create some very good looking content. And obviously, if you put in more work, if you're, you know, if you're more committed to actually getting really good, the better results you're gonna get. And then if you reach a client, or if you land a client, they are gonna come back to you, and that's where the entire agency model starts to work. Because if you have a client once, they're gonna come back, and then you will have recurring revenue, and they're gonna, you know, recommend you to their other colleagues, and that's when the things really start to pick up and you're really getting very successful, not only with regards to landing clients, but also obviously financially. So now that we have clarified like why you should master your skills, how can you do that? Like, obviously just check out free YouTube tutorials like you have it here on this channel, and obviously there are millions of other channels out there as well. If you want to have a more structured and a faster way to get to that desired endpoint that you're looking for, obviously online courses are like the best way to get there. Because, you know, with our online course, for example, you not only get a structured course and like a step-by-step guide, but you also have, you know, a community that you can ask your questions to. We also have coaching calls, and that's just gonna bring you to that desired point just a lot faster with a lot less headaches. Step number 4 is already a bit more advanced, and if you're just starting out, if you've not landed your first client yet, then I don't think that step 4 and 5 is going to be very important for you now. But if you are at that point where you have maybe like a couple of clients already and things are going pretty well and you're pretty happy, like at that point it is going to be absolutely crucial that you start to build systems and, generally speaking, systematize your business, because that's going to be the basis to make your business scalable and to get to the next level financially. And that's going to open up the door for you to get to the next level financially. So we personally are doing these days with our agency business that we're running. We have basically systematized the entire process as good as somehow possible. And these days we are not only offering the content creation side of things, but what we noticed is that, you know, content is just one tiny piece of the entire puzzle. In the end, most B2B clients that you're gonna have, they not directly want to have the content, but in the end they want to have more reach, more distribution, and more clients as a result. And what we noticed is, you know, through funnels, we can basically more or less guarantee that people are gonna get more clients compared to what they, you know, would have had they not have any. I guess that was not English, but basically what we're doing is we're just building funnels for them so that they're getting new clients basically. And what we have done along the way is we've basically listed out like all of the individual steps that belong to creating a funnel, starting from like what's their end goal, what's their target audience, what's gonna be the platforms that we're using, what's gonna be the offering, what's gonna be the funnel, like all that kind of stuff. And we've basically systematized every step along the way. We've set a start point, we've set an end point, we've set, you know, basically like what's the input that we need from from the client, what's the input that we're gonna deliver, what's gonna be like, when is that part of the puzzle gonna be completed, so that, you know, on one side we know exactly like where we are currently, what we're working on, and who is responsible for that, and on the other side the client also knows exactly like where we are in the journey and what they can expect next, and also what they need to do for us to be able to deliver the best results possible. So obviously, again, if you are starting out, you probably don't need that extreme of a systematization yet, but if you have a couple of clients and you want to grow and you want to get to the next level, like that's definitely gonna be something that I can very much recommend. In case you're a couple more steps behind, like at the beginning, I would just recommend that you systematize the production process. Like if you have a client, for example, a social media clients where you create some content consistently, then don't go there every week, but instead, you know, plan ahead 2 months or 3 months worth of content, then go there once, record everything that you can record already, take the pictures, take the videos, and then edit all of them at once, because that's just gonna make it just so much faster for you compared to doing like each individual bits and pieces all of the time. But you can just film everything, batch edit everything, and then you can, you know, plan everything ahead for the social media purposes, for example. And then obviously you can also use AI to help you speed up the processes, and I've just recently made a full video on that, on how we're using ChatGPT to create content ideas. I will link that video up there. And then step number 5 is to analyze all the data that you can have, and, you know, not only analyze everything that you have, but also take the right next steps to make it even better. And obviously there are millions of different analytics tools out there, and it also depends very much on what kind of services that you're offering, on what platforms that you're doing. If you're offering paid social media marketing, like, you know, Facebook or Meta ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads, like obviously the analyzation is completely different compared to if you're just posting organically. But generally speaking, just to give that on the way for you guys, is make sure that you're also creating reports for your clients and also for yourself. If you try to grow as a content creator yourself, like create reportings like regularly, like at least once a month, so that you know exactly like, okay, what have I been doing this month, and is that actually working? Is that bringing me closer towards the goal, or are we stagnant, or is it even doing, you know, the opposite, and are we losing followers? Because that's something that we're also seeing with a lot of our students, that they're just, you know, they have systems for creating content, but the content is not super valuable in the first place. And that's obviously something that is crucial. If the content is not valuable, people are not gonna watch it, and then you will have, you know, basically a negative effect on your growth and on your financial success and all that kind of stuff. But there you have it, guys. This is basically like a 30,000 foot, you know, top-down view over like the 5 steps that you need to master to become a successful content creator and to make money creating content for other businesses. Again, as I've said at the beginning of this video, we have made a completely course, you know, basically showing you step by step, showing you how to get started if you have never held a camera before in your hand, all the way to landing your first client within 30 days. If you follow everything that we're doing, we can guarantee that you will land your first client in 30 days. I will link that down below. And again, you can also download the completely free checklist also below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.